Wow, I really underestimated how important solar and lunar eclipses were in astrology. So today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries this April because it is going to be massively impactful for you. Hello and welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabel and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology because I was the kind of person who took way too long to understand themselves. You likely know my whole spiel if you've been watching our channel. Thank you so much if you are a subscriber. In this video, I'm covering everything you need to know about the solar eclipse in Aries. And I recently am starting to feel the energy of this eclipse, even though we are not in the usual shadow period for a new or full moon, because solar eclipses and lunar eclipses affect us much sooner than the actual 3 days prior and the 3 days before and after this period. So today I'm here to talk about it because I'm feeling the energies now, and I've recently discovered in the last year how impactful these eclipses are for us because they really play out our story and our hero's journey, which here at Be the Hero, we are all about living in alignment with your hero's journey and going forward on to be the hero of your story. So as you can tell, I am just rapidly throwing this video together, but even though I might come across a little messy right now, know that I'm going to give you all the information that you really need to know about this eclipse and what you need to do based off of that, because there's a lot of people giving a lot of videos who are wonderful at sharing all the information you need about this solar eclipse in Aries. But I'm going to give you the basics and the applicability of what you need to actually do and what you truly need to know to make it as simple as possible. So if you're more new to astrology and you just want to know the key points on what this is all about, then watch this video. Before I get too far into this video, hit the link in the description below to get your very own, drumroll please, My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. There, now you can see it. Oh my god, it's so cute, right? I know, I made it myself. I'm so proud of it. Get your own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie in the link in the description below. So we have a solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries on April 20th. Now, what is that even? And I'm confused because we just had a new moon in Aries. Shouldn't the next one be in Taurus? This is a very special event because we recently had a new moon at the end of March in the sign of Aries. And again, we're having a very similar new moon more powerfully, which is specifically a solar eclipse in the same sign of Aries. So we have double Aries energy. And there's so much to uncover about this. But to start, the new moon that we had in Aries, I filmed videos on already, which you can find out more about on the channel. Watch your video for your horoscope and the overview of the new moon in Aries, because this new moon acts as the preface chapter or preface chapter for this solar eclipse. And so you can see themes that started at late March, now beginning to play out as we enter the massive story of the solar eclipse. Now, what is a solar eclipse? That is when the moon fully covers the sun, but in astrology, it represents a key chapter in our journey on this planet. In astrology in general, there's a belief that you are here to fulfill a certain karmic destiny. And so solar and lunar eclipses are key points in that journey that take you further forward. So around this time last year, we had solar and lunar eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, and this took us further on our journey to learn certain things. So now the solar eclipses and lunar eclipses will be in Aries and Libra. And so this means that our prominent focus for this year is around self-identity and being on your own, being bold and brave, and contrasting that with when we meet other people, harmonious, peacefully, connecting with others. I don't need anyone, and I need connection. Not even I need, but I want to be independent, and I want connection. So this solar eclipse is going to be a key chapter in each of our journeys where we're going to learn how to be more independent, bold, and brave. And like I said, we had a new moon recently in late March that was in the sign of Aries, but in the very first degrees of Aries, at 0 degrees or so in Aries. And this represented a really powerful time of initiation, where we somewhere in our life decided, okay, this is enough. I need to just be more independent. You might have even let out some aggression during this time, maybe yelling at a loved one or setting a boundary. You just decided that now's the time to be on your own, and you were healing your relationship with your anger. We also recently had a full moon in Libra, which was in the opposite sign of Aries. That was around April 6th. And this is where we swung the pendulum and went, okay, how can I handle things now peacefully? Now that I've asserted and initiated independence, how can I connect in a more harmonious way and see this other person? Now, with this new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, we're about to experience a massively impactful chapter in our relationship with our own independence. And the reason I'm deciding to film this now and publish it before the usually shadow period dates of a new moon is because we feel the effects of a solar and lunar eclipse very much sooner than we normally feel new moons and full moons, because eclipses are all about our big story, and we feel these effects more earlier. So I'm currently already feeling the effects of this solar eclipse. And so you right now during this time can feel that you're having revelations and pondering thoughts about who you want to be in the world, how you want to be independent, how you can assert independence, and how you need to be more bold and brave and take the leap. Aries is the first archetype of the zodiac, and it's represented by the ram. It represents the moment we come out of the womb and we're first in the world, where we have to just be brave, be courageous. We know nothing. We're innocent. We have no idea what the world can hold, but we believe ourselves to be unstoppable. So we charge life like the ram, head on, and sometimes suffer consequences, but it's worth it for us because Aries is fulfilled by just charging life and living off of that sheer desire to experience. Now, I know what you're probably thinking is, okay, I got it, Isabel. It's a new chapter in my life. It's about independence, being bold, healing my anger, and taking my own path and charging life head on. But how is it going to help me, and what should I do? Which is why I took a moment to write down the correlating houses happening in for this solar eclipse is going to happen in for each of the zodiac signs. Now, I know I'm facing my camera towards myself, so this is probably backwards, but don't worry, you don't need to remember it. I'll say these all for you. So if you have an Aries sun, this new moon solar eclipse is really changing your story about how you show up in the world and who you are. And again, for every Aries solar eclipse we have, we're also going to have a Libra eclipse after. So we'll have two series of eclipses, one during Aries season with Aries and Libra axis, and then one solar eclipse during Libra season with Libra and Aries in the vice versa order, where Libra will be the solar eclipse. The point is, there's two series of Aries Libra eclipses, and these affect your relationship with independence and connection with others, the self and the other, the aggression and the peace, the charge head on and think things through. So for Aries suns, this is going to affect your sense of identity and your connections in your one-on-one relationships the most. You're probably going to realize during this time how you want to be more independent and saying, put your foot down and saying, enough is enough. I want to be this new person. I want to change who I am. I want to be more, do more, change my role. Who you are and how you appear to the world is changing during this time, especially during this new moon solar eclipse. You might literally change something in your appearance. Something massively impactful could happen in your health. And you recently felt with the previous new and full moon that you somehow connected or something was different in your one-on-one relationships, whether that is with a business partner, a lover, or a friend. That was hugely impactful. And you, during the new moon in Aries, decided, okay, this is who I want to be. The solar eclipse that is coming up on April 20th in the final degree of Aries is bringing to light these things, and you're going to take the next step to being your next version of yourself. If you're a Taurus sun, this is affecting your 12th house of subconscious. So during this time, a lot of subconscious material could come up for you around how you express your aggression. What are your beliefs around being an independent person? You might have to balance your relationship with these solar eclipses coming up and lunar eclipses in Libra, your relationship between taking care of your physical health and taking care of your mental health. This new moon and full moon, specifically let's talk about the new moon, is highlighting things in your subconscious. So you might feel that all of a sudden, either over the next couple of months or next couple of weeks, that there's this aggression building up in your mind or this turmoil. Or the opposite end, you might feel that you're releasing more and more anger as it comes to the surface. You're forming a new relationship with your mind. If you are a Gemini sun, this is affecting your community the most. And so during the last new moon at the end of March, you might have felt that you need to be more assertive in your community. You might need to change how you act in your community. You want to be seen more. You want to be more independent. And with the full moon in Libra, you might have felt that, okay, I need to focus on enjoying my one-on-one partnerships more. I don't need so much community. I was a little too aggressive. During this new moon solar eclipse that is happening in the sign of Aries in your 11th house, you might be changing something massively impactful in your community. Someone in your community might fall away. You might need to meet a new community. You might be surrounded by people who are more bold and brave or who allow you to be more bold and brave. If you are a Cancer sun, this solar eclipse happens in your 10th house of career. So you might feel that during the last new moon around end of March that you're thinking about new things with your career. Maybe I need to show up more bold, I need to give more effort, I need to try harder, or I'm just so done with everyone, I'm just changing paths. This new moon solar eclipse is a time of initiation where something destined can fall into your life that will change your career. You might meet someone who gives you a new job opportunity. You might have the opportunity to change jobs. You might let out aggression in your career and having to change career paths. This is a time for you to focus on what you want to be in your career, how you want to show up, and what serves you best. If you are a Leo sun, this is happening in your 9th house of travels. So you might meet people during this time who are from faraway places, and this changes how you interact with your world and how alive you truly feel. This is a great time for you to travel, go to new places, and if you're not in the situation where you can travel far away, simply just focus on experiencing new things and learning new things. The 9th house is not just about literal travels, but it's about mental exploration. And so for Leo suns, this is a time for you to learn something new that changes your perception on life. Be bold, try new things, learn new things. Don't be afraid. If you are a Virgo sun, this new moon in Aries solar eclipse is changing your relationship with your deepest desires. Maybe in a close one-on-one partnership, you're not allowing yourself to be assertive enough. You are hiding your needs. Maybe you're even just realizing that you have a lot of deep down repressed anger from your childhood. And this is a time for you to heal that relationship with yourself and become more intimate with your emotions, specifically your aggression. You might meet someone who is very passionate during this time, who you have a very close relationship with, someone who's bold and brave, or you might be playing this role. So focus during this time on your intimate relationships, what frustration comes up there, and how you can better fulfill your desire for thrill, which you might be feeling. If you are a Libra rising, this new moon solar eclipse is happening in your opposite sign of Aries. So this is going to feel a little weird for you. Every time we have opposing signs, this acts as a mirror to ourselves. So Libra, you are naturally a diplomatic person who enjoys connection and being on your own. But during this chapter of solar eclipses and lunar eclipses, you're going to find that you're reflecting more on how you can be more assertive in your partnerships and how you can add a level of fire to your relationships. So during this solar eclipse, you might magically meet someone who is very passionate and holds Aries qualities, or you might need to put yourself in situations where you get to be this bold and brave person. Focus during this time on who you want to be in one-on-one partnerships, what do you expect from another person, and how can you take more massive and perfect action to find the right person that you want to connect with naturally as a Libra sun. If you are a Scorpio sun, this is happening in your 6th house of health, which means that during the last new moon in Aries, you might have had some health issues arise, or you might have made some new health resolutions thinking, okay, I need to sleep more, eat better, etc. Something's messing with my health and well-being and my routine. Maybe even repressed anger is causing health issues for you. During this solar eclipse that is happening in Aries on the 20th of April, you are called to focus on your health, and something might change in your health and routines for the better. Remember that during this time, the most important thing you can do is let go of anger and feel it. The only way you can let go of anger is to feel it. So let out this anger through exercise, screaming, crying, whatever it is. You need to release your anger, or else what can happen for you on this solar eclipse is that it manifests in the physical body as internal pressure and can cause you health issues. Your theme for this solar and lunar eclipse season is all about your relationship with your anger and your relationship with peace. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is happening in your 5th house of romance and play. This is a beautiful and uplifting time for you, Sagittarius, and you're called to ask yourself how you can enjoy life more and how you need to be more assertive and passionate in the way that you allow yourself to play. You might meet someone who holds strong Aries quality and have a very passionate relationship with them, or at the very least, you're going to try new things that bring you fun and creativity. The 5th house is not just about romance, so romance can be highlighted during this time for you. You might start a new relationship and be a very assertive person, or meet someone who is very assertive and holds Aries qualities. Or this is also the house of play, how we enjoy life, creativity, let loose. And you might find that you don't allow yourself to quite play as much as you want, or that you always tell yourself, one day I'll have fun. One day I'll do that thing. Now is the time to turn that one day into a 2-day. Do it today. Whatever it is that you've wanted to do, how you want to enjoy life, put yourself out there. Which is probably easy for you, relatively, as a sun in Sagittarius, but now's the time for you to highlight that more. And also a note for Sagittarius is that this is on the 5th and 11th house axis for you. So you've probably recently, with the full moon in Libra, experienced some changes happening in, or culminations in your community. And you probably felt that you took on a more peaceful role. You connected with someone in your community more. But now's the time for you to just take the ball and run, have fun, go enjoy life, and don't care if anyone follows you. If you're a Capricorn sun, this is happening in your 4th house of family. So recently, with the new moon that happened in Aries at the end of March, you might have felt some aggression coming up or pain around your family. You might have had to release some familial issues. Now's the time with the solar eclipse happening in Aries that something new is going to happen in your family. Someone could be coming in, moving out. Something new is happening in your family life, and emotional healing can take place, because not only is the 4th house home and family, but it also has to do with our roots and our childhood wounds. So during this time, really reflect on what you want your family life to look like, who you want to live with, where you want to be, and also heal your anger from the past. Notice any childhood wounds you may be holding and do your best to let them go. You likely can feel that during this time of the solar eclipse that these things easily fall away, and this is a blessing. For Aquarius suns, this is happening in your 3rd house of everyday communication and everyday life. I really focus, when talking about the 3rd house, I focus on the communication aspect of the 3rd house. So during this time for Aquarius suns, you might feel that you're noticing how aggressive you come off in your communication every day, how bold you allow yourself to be with the places you go every day. Are you taking a more passive role than you truly want to play? Are you hiding in the corners? If you're an Aquarius sun, you're likely someone who just owns their authentic self, but also lets everyone else look over you and just do their own thing, because you walk to the beat of your own drum. You don't care. But this might be a time to put yourself out there and say, guys, look at me. I have a good idea to put in place. I'm taking initiative. You have something to offer your community or your everyday life during this time. The everyday people you interact with, your neighbors, the things that you say every day. You might also be able to teach other people in a very confident way during this time. So the point of what you need to do during the solar eclipse is pay attention to what people tell you in your everyday life. Really listen to information and share information in a bold and brave way, because it turns out it might be able to help other people. And finally, for Pisces Sun, you have the solar eclipse happening in your second house of money, which means for you that now's the time for you to focus on how you make money and what you value. You might find that you have to take on a more assertive role to get the things you want, and that's okay. You might need to try something new. And as a Pisces Sun, yes, you want to live in a very romantic, rose-tinted view of life, but sometimes life requires you to be bold, be brave, and put yourself out there to reap benefits. You might also meet someone during this time who holds Aries qualities, very bold and brave, who helps you find a new career path or finds ways for you to make money. You might also find changes mainly in your sense of self-worth. The more bold and confident you are, the more you're going to feel a good sense of self-worth about who you are. I recently, personally, had eclipses happening in my second house in Taurus, so slightly different energy here, but for Pisces, I can understand and say that the more you focus on your self-worth and decide what makes me feel worthy, the better off this solar eclipse will work out for you. And you might be called to create intimate connections and harmonious connections with people during this time as we enter the period of the eclipses in Libra, but know that there's a balance to play with. You need to have both your own sense of self-worth built for yourself and enjoy your own company, and you can also enjoy the company of other people. That really covers what you need to know the most about the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries on April 20th. Now, there's a lot of questions that can come up with this solar eclipse, so just let me know what your questions are about this eclipse in the comments below, and I will create a much shorter video about that specific thing, because I know this video was a little long, but this just covered a general overview of the things that you truly do need to know about the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries. In the end, this is a time of you meeting your destiny, and it's focused on your bold and brave qualities. So notice your anger, let it go, and be willing to take massive and perfect action. For some people, I know it's easier said than done. I know for me, as an Aries, Sun, and Mercury, it's much easier for me to do so. But just focus on that energy and trust that the best things are always coming to you. The one thing I wish someone had told me about solar eclipses and lunar eclipses is that it's destiny. And so while you might think sometimes in astrology, I have to do it all, be it all, act in the perfect way or else I'm going to mess up, it's not true for solar eclipses or lunar eclipses. The right things are coming to you in divine right timing. You're exactly where you need to be. So just ride the wave of energy and know that everything is working out in your favor. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Check out the rest of the videos on our channel to learn more about your birth chart, and grab the free birth chart workbook and link in the description below so you can understand the basic of your soul's unique energetic imprint. Once again, my name is Isabel, and from my heart to yours, namaste.